That sounds like a good question, since the number of federal regulations coming out of Washington keeps growing. Each year, about 4,000 new rules are added. Americans are now subject to over 180,000 federal regulations. This makes it tough for Main Street businesses and citizens to know what the federal government is demanding of us. While there are tens of thousands of rules on the books, some are far costlier than others. Recently, the number of the costliest rules, those imposing $1 billion or more a year, have increased. From 2000 to 2013, 30 rules issued by executive branch agencies had a compliance cost of more than $1 billion. Of those rules, 17 were written by one agency, the Environmental Protection Agency, or as you know it, EPA. Even though thousands of final rules are issued by federal agencies each year, only a handful of rules carry the greatest costs. Because EPA is the primary driver of most of the $1 billion and multi-billion dollar rules, the Chamber has decided to examine its rulemaking record. Our analysis found that EPA has been writing more $1 billion rules than ever before. EPA justifies the high cost of its biggest rules by claiming ever greater benefits. However, as you can see, the benefits are concentrated in just a tiny handful of rules. And virtually all of these claimed benefits, 97.2%, come from reductions of just one pollutant, fine particulate matter, also known as soot. What can we do to rein in this costly and out-of-control regulatory process? First, transparency must be improved. For the regulatory system to work, regulators must get the facts, the economics, and the science correct. Simply put, good data leads to good policy. Second, independent agencies should be held to the same standards as executive branch agencies. Third, Congress must give agencies clearer directives and set a more rigorous standard of review that the courts must use in evaluating lawfulness of agency action. Fourth, agencies must evaluate the impact of their rules on employment. Congress clearly recognized that regulations, particularly environmental regulations, can have job displacement impacts that must be understood. And finally, citizens must be allowed to participate in the regulatory process. Right now, too many citizens do not have access to the information and data needed to make sound policy decisions. By taking these common sense steps, we can ensure that our regulatory process is more transparent, accountable, fair, and works to bring the greatest benefit to all Americans.